we'd like to welcome you back to Expect Your Miracle. Today, we have a special guest, which is Fedina. She's an author, she's a noted author, and she's a founder of, amen, Care Managers of South Florida. There you have it, amen. Come on, give the Lord a hand.
Listen, Pat, we want to welcome you to our show again, and we're so excited that you had opportunity to even come, that you would consent to come on the show. I have to say, when I read your book, and the book is called No Time to Grieve, Give Me My Flowers While I Yet Live. Yes. And I know many of you that remember that thing, give me my flowers while I yet live. And this is what she entitled it. But what I was able to do was I had the opportunity to read this book. Amen. And when I read the book, I was mesmerized at how many people you lost in such a short period of time. And among those people was your mother, 2 siblings, your grandmother. You also had an aunt to pass, and it just went on and on. And you also dealt with terminal illness. And that's a hard thing within itself. So tell me something, after all of this, what really inspired you to write this book?
Well, I really want people to know that I can relate to a lot of people.
Yes.
Because death is something that we cannot escape.
Amen.
But it's how we deal with it.
Yes.
How we deal with our families, our friends, while they're living. And as the title says, give me my flowers while I yet live.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. My grandmother had the program Give Me My Flowers for over 25 years before God led me to celebrate my 50th birthday in 2003. And I had that program at her church, and I didn't know that she wouldn't have that program that year. But God led me to have the program, and 2 months later, she passed. So I gave her her flowers while she was living.
Amen. That's awesome. Now, in experiencing so many deaths, I mean a lot, in your immediate family, in such a short period of time, you say that you didn't have time to grieve for it. Tell me what that was like as you were experiencing these things.
Well, I learned that God was using me. You know, I didn't want to put a title on what was happening to me.
Yes.
I was once told that I wore many hats. And through this experience, I had to wear a lot of hats because I found myself sometime alone on this journey. And doing this, I learned that people need someone there for them. You know, people come along during the time of the funerals and, you know, the repast, but then they leave.
They disappear.
They disappear.
Right. Yes.
And I know personally how this all feels. So I wanted to do something to help people deal with this.
So now, for you to tend to those that were ill, because most of them just did not suddenly pass away, but they lingered because they had terminal illnesses, and you began to deal with that. But you call this, in your book, I noticed you called it a ministry.
Yes, and that was something I wasn't used to.
Wow.
You know, I never called myself a minister, but I'm beginning to accept what is happening to me.
Amen.
I can tell you a short story. I was doing a garage sale, and I found myself ministering to a little girl. I mean, I just grabbed her in the middle of this garage sale and just held her hand and started ministering to her, to the point where her mother took the other young lady out of the car and said, "Yo, go get some of that." So that was very exciting.
Yeah.
And I can't leave the house without ministering to someone. And God put a wonderful husband in my life that understands that, and without his support, I wouldn't have made it this far.
We call him Pop. You all have to get this book. I'm telling you, it is something to read because it gives you such influence and a positive influence that you too can make it, that there is nothing that you cannot do. Now, what do you want people to gain out of reading this book in addition to that?
Well, the book is actually the experience of each person's death. I can tell you right now that it takes you there. So now what I'm telling people from the feedback that I'm getting is to be ready to take that journey.
Yes.
It's good for people that have gone through it and just didn't understand what was happening to them. So when they read my book, they can see that I'm not the only one, you know, and they can see how God worked with me through it all. I prayed over my mom, actually. We thought she was dying in the nursing home, and I remember being in the room with her, and we were all alone, and I just got up and I went over to her and I just said, God, I'm nobody. It's just me and my mom. And I asked him not to so much to heal her body, but to heal her soul.
Amen.
And I couldn't believe that it was me.
Yes.
You know, here I am encouraging her to read the Bible, you know, encouraging her to play the gospel music. Well, let me tell you, they kicked me out of her room. I was staying there all night, but they kicked me out of her room. And the next day that I went there, my mother was sitting on the side of the bed like nothing ever happened.
Author Pat Fedina. God bless you, Pat. Amen. Good to have you. Good to have you on the show. We just thank God for you. Amen. Care managers. I'm very interested in care management because I see the potential in that particular business, and I also not only see the potential, I see the need. So where basically are you going with care management? Where are you at now? And tell us tell the people out there in the listening audience how they can contact you and some of the services that you provide for them right now.
Well, as I stated before, want to help people to be able to live a quality life, from getting a window repaired to being able to pick up their prescriptions, taking them out to dinner, just whatever to keep them active, and also to learn how to put things in order.
Amen. Amen.
You know, a lot of people hate to think about prearrangements, looking over their will, bank accounts. I want them to spend their money on them, you know, to make sure that they do live that quality life, because there's a lot of times where they work so hard. I've seen so many people that work really hard and they retire and they may not even live a year after retirement.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to give them the vehicle to be able to live that life.
Amen. Now, this book, No Time to Grieve, Give Me My Flowers While I Yet Live. Where can our listener audience grab a copy of this book?
They can go to my website for the Care Managers of South Florida.
Okay.
It's www.caremanagersofsfl.com. That's www.caremanagersofsfl.com.
Okay, now, and if they don't have a computer or something, is there any other way they can contact you?
They can also give me a call at 561-602-8756. That's 561-602-8756.
Amen. We're on Expect Your Miracle, and we have noted author Pat Fedina on Expect Your Miracle. God bless you. And she's written a fantastic book, No Time to Grieve, Giving My Flowers While I Yet Live by Pat Fedina. It's an awesome book. You need to get a copy of it and read this book because it will really, really touch your soul. It really touched ours. And also, she is the founding president of Care Managers of South Florida, where she's in contact and she does a lot of things for not only young people but older. We found out not only old people but young people too that need assistance. Yes. Amen. Amen. So God bless you, Pat. We thank God for you. If there's anything that you want to tell the listening audience about either your book, No Time to Grieve, or either your business, Care Managers of South Florida.
Actually, the book and the business kind of go hand in hand. That's why we put the book online on the.
Oh, it is online.
Yes, we
Okay.
put the book online
All right.
to give you a preview, so that you can see it's almost my resume for my
Amen.
business. So
Amen.
you can see what I've actually gone through and how I qualify to do this.
Amen. So where does Pat Fedina go now? Is there another book in you?
Yes, I actually want to write a book about the experience of writing this book, the journey that I took after writing it, and how I got to the business and just the wonderful people that I came across.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. That's awesome. I know you said that you didn't have time to grieve, but did you find writing the book therapeutic for you?
Yes, I did find it that. Actually, when I go out and minister to people, I can now feel very good about saying ministry. When I go out, and like I said, I can go to the grocery store, and I'm there for quite a while. My husband now knows not to expect me back anytime soon, because he knows I'm talking to someone. My publisher even said that I should do very well because I love to talk.
Amen.